Today we are going to talk about Furbies. Furby was an electronic talking robotic toy created by Tiger Electronics. Yes, the same Tiger Electronics that made the ever popular and equally frustrating handheld electronic games, as well as the Talk Boy and Giga Pets. Remember those? Furbies are cute, cuddly, and they were the hottest toy in 1999. Alright, they're not really cuddly, but I guess they're kinda cute. Certainly not as cute as Keanu Reeves in this Japanese ad from the 90s, but I digress. For many 90s kids, Furby was the toy to have, selling 40 million units in its first 3 years on the market. Originally retailing at $35 or $62 adjusted for inflation in 2023, and much like the Tickle Me Elmo craze years earlier, the resale value of these creatures grew by hundreds of dollars. Much like me, a simple electric motor and a system of cams and gears close the Furby's eyes and mouth, raise its ears, and lift it off the ground that mimics a display of mobility. But the main reason for their popularity was because of the apparent intelligence reflected in their ability to develop language skills. Furbies start out speaking entirely Furbish, a language with short words and simple syllables and various other sounds. You know, like your very own soulless, dead-eyed Floridian.
You just saw our Matt Gaetz interview. That was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted.
They are programmed, however, to speak less and less Furbish and more English as they grow. You know, just like when you leave Florida. Depending on what country you purchase them from, Furbies can understand one of 9 languages: English, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Japanese, Swedish, Greek, and Portuguese. Each Furby came with a Furbish to English dictionary, allowing children to decipher their awkward sounds into a discernible language.
Sacred
Furby
text.
Example: Ide duewa means I like this. Katolumete means me like kisses. Me do. But due to adults not understanding how toys work, Furbies became the target of both parental hysteria and the fucking National Security Agency. Parents, of course, thought that Furbies were teaching little Timmy how to swear, because there's no possible way he learned it at home, right? No. It was the brightly colored gremlin that called Mark Brunell the most worthless baby who cost us the AFC championship. For the record, I thought Mark Brunell was a fine quarterback. The NSA, embarrassingly, went into full-blown panic mode, issuing an internal memo banning the toy from Fort Meade. Why? Well, due to the advertising of the toys, it was believed they could record and play back conversations between unknown parties. So as a precaution, the NSA took the drastic step to remind employees that recording equipment of any kind, including Furbies, was prohibited at the agency. Look, I get it. You want to make your work environment a little less boring dystopia. So you figure, hey, I'll bring my kid's talking wad of dryer lint into the office. I myself have a little more sophistication, and I went with a Dana Scully observing a corpse route on my desk. But a Furby? Come on. Like, were there thousands of employees trying to bring them in, and suddenly the NSA is like, holy shit, where are these coming from? Tiger Electronics? Huh, that sounds like a foreign company. They must be trying to steal our precious secret knowledge as to why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's how I imagine it happened. Instead of simply contacting the company to ask how it works, they just outright banned them. The president of Tiger Electronics, Roger Schiffman, issued a statement regarding the action, stating, "Although Furby is a clever toy, it does not record or mimic voices. The NSA did not do their homework. Furby is not a spy." The NSA getting called out for not doing their homework. In yet another twist in the saga of Furbies, a press release was issued by the Humane Society stating that DNA tests have confirmed that Furby fur is actually made from cat and dog hair in order to make them feel more real. Besides not being true, I mean, could you imagine if they actually did that? It turns out someone not even affiliated with the Humane Society altered one of their press releases and then sent it out to various news outlets. Once they found out, the Humane Society only issued a statement denying responsibility for the fake press release and likely never tried to find out who the culprit was. That person likely remains among us today. It's probably her. See, I don't always make fun of Florida. Over time, the popularity of Furbies declined, as is the case with most toys, and kids moved on. But because adults want to perpetually live in the past, myself included, they did make a brief comeback in 2012. Now fit with LCD eyes, they were way more expressive and less uncanny valley. And of course, it had app capabilities allowing you to feed it and translate Furbish. And again, in 2016, Furby made a comeback and grew in popularity with Furby Connect, allowing you to connect to an entire virtual world where you can watch videos and listen to music with your Furby, hatch and care for Furblings, build a village, and make your Furby take a dump in the toilet. I think it just shit out a car, so there's that. Sadly, on April 21st of this year, the app will no longer be available. So the day before, you know what day that is, you should totally kick it with your Furby, break out some jazz cabbage, listen to some tunes, and munch on some grindage. Because that's what the 90s would want you to do. And that's going to do it for this episode of I Miss the 90s. I want to thank you for checking out this video. And if you dig what I'm doing, why not give it a like and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, my dudes, I'm Mike O'Connor. Later.